Really
He
having
wants this
fun.
to be all about her. So let's
While
go.
you left, I was playing
Action.
with the mic. What would
There we
you
go.
do if I sang out of tune?
Would you stand,
Would you stand up and walk
You're
out
off.
on
You're off.
me?
You're off.
No.
Bethany
Bethany
and Sean.
and John.
We are a couple of nuts talking.
No.
You're off.
I am not off. I am doing the live Joe Cocker version, which is way slowed down.
I certainly don't see the hand because he does the Alanis Morissette.
He does the
hand.
Alanis
He does
Morissette?
He's the OG.
Oh shit!
He's the OG.
I
that
mean,
did
he
the
does,
hand.
but I
T-Rex
guess
arms.
I guess when he does it though, it's so like it just looks like him. Where Alanis looks a little bit like something's wrong.
Wow.
No, do you know what I mean? Like.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel natural on her. It feels like she saw Joe Cocker did it and was like, I should do it.
I think it feels natural.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'd have to watch it again.
Yeah. What's going on?
I feel bad now that I said it doesn't look normal.
It doesn't matter. What's up? Hey, nuts.
Wait. Listen to that. Do you hear the static?
It's my mustache.
Oh, my God.
But there was weird static happening. But when I go like,
No, it was
that's
a
just my
different sound.
mustache. Yeah, with the we're
And
going straight through.
you're
because
cutting
our
this
nuts
out.
love to hear us.
Honey, that wasn't about us. That was technical difficulties. That was mustachial difficulties. That was mustachical difficulties. That's hard to say. Mustachical difficulties.
Hey, nuts. Welcome to another episode of
You're
A
such
Couple
a
of
dick.
Nuts. I am just introing us to
I wonder
our
if they
listeners.
hear the sarcasm in your fucking size.
I don't know what you need from me.
I need nothing.
Look at me when you talk.
but joy
That's all I give.
and acceptance. No.
What do
no,
you
the
need?
and the roll of the eyes that they don't
There
get
was
to see.
no rolling of the eye. What you did is this mustachical whatever. And
Mustachical.
okay, and then I let you do your thing, and then I just say, "Hey, nuts!"
No, you
I
don't.
say hi to everybody.
No, you don't. You go, hey, nuts.
Yeah,
That's what you do, you asshole.
yeah, I do a little bit, but that's just what I do. You forgive me for breathing, okay? Forgive me for breathing.
Not sure I brought up anything about breathing.
ACON podcast on Instagram.
Acon,
A couple of
Acon.
nuts talking podcast on Facebook. Follow us, like us, review us. Apple Podcasters.
Share us.
Oh, gosh.
Share us. Tell somebody, for the love of God.
For the love of God.
Tell somebody. We're going to get more stickers. We're going to get some merch eventually, guys. Not
mean-
eventually. By the time this airs, hopefully we'll have some
We're
merch.
right on the cusp. We're at 989 weekly listeners. I want to get over 1K.
Yeah, we
You know
do.
what I'm saying?
Here's some. Wait, high
Listen,
five,
here's a high
Mike.
five.
Ow,
Damn, babe.
bitch! If it's mic'd, you don't have to hit hard.
You're the one. I barely did anything.
Oh my God!
That was all bone.
This is unspousal abuse
That
because
was
we're not married.
all-
It's
Stop.
boyfriendal abuse.
Stop it. It's called domestic abuse.
It's not domestic. There's nothing about us that's domestic. The farts and the burps and the growls.
Don't you think that's domestic? I think it wouldn't. You'd be non-domestic if you weren't growling at your farts and pooping with the door
No,
open.
domesticated means like homegrown. You like you got manners and shit. Wild is the opposite of domesticated.
Oh,
Okay.
so I'm drinking a $12
The more
bottle
you
of.
know.
I'm drinking a $12 bottle of coconut water right now.
You are. It's just a waste of money.
It's called Harmless Harvest Organic Coconut Water. That's the one and only shout out I will give you, Harmless Harvest, but you're just
Unless-
so delicious. Unless Harmless Harvest, get
Unless-
at us.
You need two nuts
Get
for
us.
your coconuts water.
Whoa. A couple of coconuts talking.
Oh, I'm not high fiving you. I was gonna, but
Or a coconuts talking. You don't even have to say couple because it's almost
Yeah.
the same. A
a
coconuts.
nuts talking. A
Oh.
cocoa pulla.
A cocapole nut. A cocapole.
That's what I just said.
You know, you said a cocapole.
Well, I couldn't
said
say
a
it.
cocapole.
It's exactly what I meant.
No, it's a cocapole
a
nuts
cocoa
talking.
nuts talking.
Boy, is it delicious, though.
A cocoa nuts talking.
So what's new?
Another thing, I was going to talk about you spending all this money on fucking juice Basically, baby baba juice.
A big baby bottle. Big baby
The
bottle.
baby bottle. This grown man
Honey.
chiseled out of fucking stone. Let me get my compliment out. Just drinking from a big coconut baby juice bottle.
It is a big bottle of boost.
Yeah,
And it's delicious. And I love it.
it is. It's very good. Give me some.
That's some yummy coconut water.
It's the closest I've tasted that that comes right from the coconut. Those other ones are just trash.
I gotta drink this giant bottle within 5 days, it says.
Yeah.
All right. Done.
Yeah. It's probably not a bottle meant for one person.
Challenge
it's probably a family
accepted.
bottle.
Challenge accepted.
Oh, God.
4 servings per container. Well, the smaller bottle.
When you challenge yourself like that, you're just challenging our turlet, is what you're challenging.
No.
If you drink that whole bottle, you would have diarrhea.
Is this
my boy.
economically? Is it? Am I doing it because it's $5.69 for the smaller bottle?
Yeah.
And then $11.29.
But I need to know how many ounces in each.
I think this is 32 full ounces, and the other one is like
16.
something like that.
So it's half the size,
Yeah.
and you're getting
So
gypped.
it's a good deal.
You said this is more than $12? 12
it's
something?
$11.29.
Oh, okay. No, then this is by better deal, babe. The other one's $12, and this is 11, whatever you just said.
So if I bought 2 of them, it would be.
Like 60 cents, you're
so
saying.
That's fine.
Yeah, but not if it goes bad and doesn't taste as
I'll
good.
drink all this shit. I'll
But
probably
I'm
drink
saying
it all right now.
it probably tastes better fresh when you go,
What up, nuts?
will you stop doing that?
What up, nuts? It's a good segue to get out from what we're talking about.
No,
into,
but maybe I'm not done speaking.
Are you still talking about the coconut
I
bottle?
could have been.
Okay, go for it.
But you do this all the time. Like,
Go.
like you're the ultimate timeline of when subjects end. You're such a prick.
Oh, man.
Oh, God.
Oh, wait. So, yeah, last episode we talked about the dentist. I went to the and then I went to the dentist again in between episodes. So, again with the dentist, I had 3 gnarly cavities on the lower left side of my
They
mouth.
didn't even look like cavities. It looked like a river that is through all 3
Just a
of your
black
bottom
river,
teeth.
black
a black
water.
river.
Yeah. Gnarly. So she really went in there. It was like a 2-hour dentist session. I thought I was going in there for 30, 45 minutes of fillings, boom, in and out. And this doctor was just like the whole time leaning over me whenever she had to go deeper.
Kind of like you are to me.
And then in between one of the pauses, I was like, "Thank you for your hard work, doctor." I said that with my numb mouth. Thank you for your hard work,
Just
doctor.
drool
And
coming
you know what
out.
her response was?
What?
Yeah, this is really hard work. She said that to me.
That's kind of weird.
She was a weird doctor. She is a weird doctor, but what are you going to do? And then the assistant was like, "Yeah, you have really big cavities." I was like, if this is a first for you guys, like, what the fuck?
Right, but it isn't. It isn't.
It's not, but don't tell me that.
Especially what's weird about that, like the dentist, my first dentist that I loved immensely. I went to him my whole childhood up until I think till I moved.
What was his name?
Dr. Mitchell Tree. He's no longer with us, but he
Same, obviously. He was probably like 80 when he was doing teeth. when
he
you were a
was
kid.
he was older than my parents.
My guy
even.
was fucking old too.
But he loved teeth.
Yeah.
He loved everything about it. He loved your mouth. When you came in and you smiled, he goes, "There's my babies."
Yeah.
Like it gives me chills.
Yeah.
Because where are these people now?
That's how mine was. Dr. Brown was his name, and he was like, nowadays they're just like,
I do it right. I do it to make money.
but yeah, my guy was the same way. Like he was a children, maybe because they were children.
Mine was just family.
dentist.
My whole family
Maybe
went
mine
there.
was family too. I remember he had trees painted up in the waiting room, like it looked like a little forest you were waiting in. He was dope.
Yeah.
I cried when he died.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
I did too.
I was at soccer practice when my mom told me.
I mean, I was a little older, but I mean, I definitely cried. I was like a teenager.
Oh, lucky.
No,
you.
no, I was
really young when mine died.
I was probably like 19.
I was probably like 10
Yeah.
or 11.
Cause
Mine's more tragic. I was like 10 or 11.
okay, heard. But I wasn't done explaining
So I
how
was really
amazing
sad
Dr.
when
Mitchell Tree was.
Dr. Brown died.
Sean,
R.I.P. Dr. Brown.
just so you know, guys, after the podcast, every time he'll go, "Can you please not speak over me when we're talking?" And look at him now laughing. That's all he does to me the entire fucking podcast.
Please proceed about Dr. Mitchell Tree.
Well, actually, it was less about Dr. Mitchell Tree because, I mean, I have 0 bad and 100% to say amazing about him. But where has the passion gone? Why is no one being an example to new children, showing them like, I love my job. I love what I do. I'm a specialist. Like, I love teeth. I love hair. I love painting. And I don't mean art. I feel like the whole artist movement, there are people who are artists that probably would be better at other things, right? When we see their art.
Well,
and I don't mean that meanly.
Since social media, everybody's an artist,
Right.
or a photographer
or a musician or a comedian.
musician.
Gosh, yeah.
Everybody is.
Everyone's doing funny sketches. It's like, but what we're missing is the artisan.
I'm sure there are still. I'm sure they're out there, just not in LA.
Yeah,
They're probably all throughout America. There's probably
Like your
lovely doctors
dentist.
and dentists that people know, and they give them Christmas presents because they love their doctors so much.
Right. But your dentist probably wanted to be an actress. And
Oh,
while
this one,
she's
yeah.
filling her teeth, she fucking hates every second of it.
No,
Because
she
it's-
doesn't give
I'm
me
kidding.
actress vibes, but I
No,
know
no,
what you're
you
saying.
know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
Like she's a singer then, or she was a musician or whatever. But I
That's what she
miss
does.
that. I miss like, or going into your grocer and like the vegetable person is like, what do you need? I love vegetables. I remember when I was living in Chicago on like the actual city of Chicago, I would go into the local market, and I can't remember his name. I think it was like Neil or Nealon or something weird. But when he would see certain people who liked vegetables and fruits, he'd freak out and he'd be like, hey, I got a new one. Come here. And he would take a knife out and he would slice it for me and prick it and then hand it to me. You know what I mean? And he
Yeah.
would be, and then while I'm eating it, he's like, do you see the subtleties of this, this, and this? It comes from here. It's from this.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
you don't.
They're still out there. Those people, they're still in existence. It just depends on the grocery. You go to Ralph's, you're not going to get that for the most part. And you go to Whole Foods, you're not probably going to get that.
Yeah.
But there are
I
grocery
know-
stores out there that still do that.
I know growing up in my family, and I mean, now I'm not dissing my family or anything, but my parents or anyone in my extended family, there was no sense of like, let's see what these kids are good at. Let's see what they like. It was just kind of like, you're going to go to school and do this. And
What,
you're
your
just
parents
kind of,
with you, you mean?
yeah, like I had no direction given at all.
Oh, wow.
Like there was no.
Because your parents were probably caught up just in their own
Of course they
stuff.
were.
Yeah.
My mom's a workaholic and my dad's, for lack of a better word, addicted to certain things. He's an addict.
I can relate to that.
Yeah. So he had his agendas going out and being with the boys and doing all that stuff. And then my mom had her agenda of just work, 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 work. And there was never a time where someone sat down with me and was like, let's cultivate and figure out what Bethany's good at.
Yeah.
Let's see what just springs her to life or her passion or whatever. I mean, I was drawing on my walls.
Oh, can I stop
I
you
was
for a
making
second?
videos. Yeah.
'Cause I just farted, and it's just like I'm in a bubble of my fart smell right now. It is just brutal. Like but it's a warm fart, but I'm just sitting here and I'm waiting for the smell to go away. And baby, it's just chilling. It's just hovering
Yeah, keep drinking that fucking coconut water.
in
This
my
is
nose
literally
and mouth.
what I said would happen, and the toilet's gonna suffer.
Oh my God, I'm just chilling in a fart
Again,
bubble
though,
right now.
I was into some deep shit. I was like,
I know, but
pouring my heart out.
I know you were, but you got something. I heard you got in your throat, a little bit of phlegm in your throat, so you had to stop to clear
Yeah,
it. So I
because
thought that was the perfect
no,
time
I
to
didn't
interject.
stop to clear it. It's because I was getting emotional.
Okay, see, you were going. in
No,
the-
now the smells hit me, and
Okay.
that's atrocious.
See, you were in the past, honey. I'm living in the now, honey,
You
baby.
tell me all.
honey, baby.
Oh my God! Literally,
Honey, baby.
the podcast that's out right now airing
Is a good
is
one.
you telling
How
me
about those stories?
that I need to be more in my past when I'm on the podcast,
You
so
really
I
do.
share stories.
Podpast. Is that a thing?
It is now. It's ours. Podcast.
Oh, so there was no direction in your life, and they just kind of let go to school. We got our own
Yeah,
shit.
even when it came around like college time, there was never a discussion. Not one time did my mom or my dad go, "Hey, did you fill out some applications?
Oh, same. I
Do you
never
know
had
where
that.
you're going? Has not a counselor in school? Like literally left by the wayside. was the epitome of a latchkey kid, and I mean, just zero direction. So when I finally figured out, like, oh, I'm going to do this, then all of a sudden there's an uproar of like, you can't do that. What are you talking? It's like, no offense, but bitch, and by bitch, I mean every single person who came into my life as a child up until the time I was 18, like, you ain't got no room to talk because I had zero direction. Like zero help, zero support, zero anything.
Yeah.
If there are any toy makers that are listening, I have an invention that will blow your mind.
Oh, shit.
So hit me up because I don't know anything about it, but I'm not going to tell anyone unless they're legit makers.
Hit us up, toy maker.
I'm dead serious. Same with the app maker. If anyone's an app maker, I have a huge philanthropic.
So I had my parents, they put me in soccer. My mom was very involved in soccer. And when
just to clarify, I put myself in stuff. Like I was a cheerleader. I was in student council. I did all that, but that was all just me.
I know you made that very clear to us right now, baby. So my parents, they did the best they could. And when I showed interest in music, my mom, got me my first bass guitar, my first amp, sent me to bass lessons. So they were very supportive, kind of the opposite of yours. Dad, drank a lot, but I can relate to that, so I get it. Mom didn't drink at all and tried her best. But as far as college and stuff like that, I don't remember any conversations about school. I started working immediately.
I did too. I was working by 14.
I would work summers at my parents' place. I would go to my mom's and work there, and then I'd go to my dad's.
That's funny. I used to go to my mom's.
That's how we do it.
I used to work. She's an accountant, CPA. She would run 2 car dealerships.
Yeah.
And my first job was I worked in the reception area. And Curry Motors, nice people to do business with. This is Bethany speaking. How can I help you?
Wow.
I'll never forget it. I answered so many phone calls and I was killer at it. My mom, when I first started working, she was like, "You gonna come again? You gonna come again?"
Yeah.
I'd file and I had no one taught me to be slow because you needed to last the whole 8 hours.
Yeah.
So my mom started going, "What are these other people doing?
Right.
Like, why does this take this child?"
Oh, yeah. I remember, I was in the file room at my mom's. That's where I started, too. And that was such a chill job. God, it was underground. It was quiet. I got to listen to my headphones and just file stuff. I really liked it, the mindless just filing and putting papers. I mean,
kind of meditation.
I don't think filers exist anymore because everything's digital now. And then my dad, I don't even remember what I did for my dad, but I do remember there was this guy there, this Asian guy, and he was a musician. And I was probably like 15, so I was playing music at the time. So he was this Asian dude, but he talked like a surfer guy, kind of like this, but he was like in his 40s.
Yeah.
He was this little guy, and it was just when he was a stoner. And I remember I smelled weed on him one day, and I was like, "Hey, man, you got any more of that?" And he gave me a joint.
How old were you?
I was like 15. I was smoking weed already at this point. So he gave me a joint in a cassette tape case, little plastic cassette tape case, put it in there. What was his name? I think his name was Robert. But man, that was a blast I had. Blast off. Let me tell you what, I smoked on lunch, got stoned, came back in, and just kind of sat there. Didn't really have to do anything but collected a paycheck. But
do you know what I just thought of?
What?
I would work at this car dealership when I was like 14. I might even started, like, I know my mom started taking me when I was like 11 and 12. But
I was like 12, 13 when I started.
But by the time I was 14, I was running the office on Saturdays. Nobody else, just me.
Wow.
So, like, in other words, people would come and pay for a car, and I would be the one to take all this money.
That's pretty weird.
And it's so crazy, right? But not to toot my own horn, but I was pretty, I guess I would still be intelligent.
You were
but like
advanced.
I was advanced.
Yeah.
But what's really creeping me out right now, because I didn't know in the time.
There was a guy named Robert there, and he gave you a joint?
No, I'm thinking about all the creeptards who were, what's that word, like predators.
Yeah.
Because I was only 13, 14,
I'm sure.
15. And now that I think about it, all these car salesmen and all these guys would come into my office.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure they were flirting. Now I see it. I didn't.
Hey
at
there,
the
little
time,
lady.
Yeah. buying me candy bars and shit.
Oh, that's awful.
Well, no, I didn't sell the cars. They would
No,
sell them
I
and then it
know.
would come to me.
I'm
I
saying it's
loved
awful to guys.
talking on the intercom. Oh, Robert, I have your joint. Robert, come to the office. I have your joint.
Come to the office, please.
And I think I still have it today because you have to repeat it, at least here at Curry Motors. So you would be like, you go, Joanne, line 6, Joanne, line 6. So now in real life, nowadays, I think it's still in me because sometimes I'll repeat things.
Yeah, probably.
And it just kind of, it's a habit now. Little puss.
Oh, there she goes. Started
Now it sounds
working.
like I said little puss. She was on our
Puss, our
table.
cat, was on our
She jumped on our table.
podcast
That was a weird thing.
Yeah, I remember I worked at parents' places, and then the first job I got on my own was at a Hot Topic. And I think it was in the year 2000, and I helped open a Hot Topic in Glendale, and that was a blast.
Yeah.
Until I started drinking and
Because then you can listen to that music. You can
Yeah, I
buy
brought
those
the-
clothes. Hot Topic was different back then. It was like cooler.
It was, and I don't know if we were allowed to, but I did. I brought my own CDs in sometimes when it was me and a certain manager. I was playing Dead Z in there, one of my favorite bands, Dead Z.
Baby loves this story.
And I had the CD playing one day, and then little did I know, Dead Z's manager was in there. He was his nut job named Josh. And he was like, "What is it? Who brought this in? How do you have this?"
Did you get scared at first?
And we were just like, "What?" He's like, "This is my band. I manage these guys." And we were just like, "Whoa!" I wasn't scared. No, I was stoked because he was excited. He was all coked up. He was excited about it. And
Coked up on 11 a.m. Sunday.
Oh yeah. And then he ended up hooking up with the manager there, who was an artist, and then he did some artwork for him, and I got to go to some Dead Z shows. I got some really dope merchandise. But that's just me going on about something that really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Point of this was first job on my own was at a Hot Topic, and it was fun.
I can't even remember. I mean, that my first job was definitely at Curry Motors. But then, and by the way, when I got my first job, I was working after school and then working at Curry Motors on the weekend. Like, are you fucking kidding? And my first job, I can't remember in which order. I'm going to guess I worked at the dry cleaners first because my neighbor worked there.
Dry cleaners.
The dry cleaners. And you had to.
How long did you do that? What was the
Not
shortest
that
job
long.
that you had?
Shortest job. It might have been this dry cleaners.
How long was that?
Oh God, I wish I kept notes of my life. No one told me like, hey, remember your life because you'll have to talk about it.
Ballpark it. Because I'll beat
months.
you. Oh God, that's
I mean,
short?
but I don't know. I don't remember. It could have been a few months. I know I hated it.
Yeah.
I hated every second of it. And you had to safety pin the tags.
Right.
On the things. And like, I bet you I probably worked there 3 months max because I am.
It's a good run.
You know how I stop like I'm ADD. So like I could be in the middle of doing something and I had holes all over
You were
my
just
left
poking
hand,
yourself all the
just
time?
constantly poking myself.
Aw.
And I was like, I fucking hate this job. I hate this job. And I also hated, and it was the first example I had of people coming in and complaining when nothing was really wrong, but they just wanted a discount.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that at all.
People are always looking to get a deal. Shortest job I had, I worked at a Halloween store for 2 days before I got done with it. And then another one after that, I worked in a film vault for like 2 weeks. And I was all methed up. I was doing meth at the time, not a lot of it. And I was a girl. So I was, not going into work because I didn't want to not hang out with the girl and do meth. So then I came in
I think it's less about the girl and more about the meth.
it was a mixture of both, but yeah, I think on like the second week I came in like 3 hours late and like I had this whole story. I was like, "Oh my God." And then the woman was like, "I'll stop you right there. I'm sure it's a great story, but we got to let you go."
Yes.
And I was like, "Okay." And then went and did more meth.
And that's so sad because you love Halloween.
No. That was for the film vault. In Hollywood.
Got ya.
Oh, no. The Halloween store, a buddy of mine was like the store manager over here in Burbank. And it was at like, there used to be a Virgin Megastore up by the mall. And then it turned into like a Halloween superstore every year. And I was in between jobs at the time. He's like, "Yeah, come on down, man. You can work." And sure enough, I did. I don't know if I was on pills or just drinking heavily at the time, but it was because of drugs that I was unable to continue working there. 2 days was enough, and I just had to drink, so I couldn't do it anymore.
Well, I went from the dry cleaner for just a short time because I just really didn't like it, and the store was so small, and it was so packed all the time.
Ooh, yeah.
It also gave me, I just hated it, and then it was either packed with people and or just a shit ton of clothes behind you, so there was nowhere to go. It was like you just had this counter.
Oh boy.
And so anyways, I left that, and then I went to a pet store,
Yeah.
and I found like my heaven.
Oh, that must have been nice.
And I took care of all the kittens and the puppies, and there was a bird woman and a reptile woman, but I loved all of it.
Yeah.
And then I also got rodents, so I would take care of the rodents. But the only reason I left I was there at that job for like a year or two during high school, but because I absolutely loved it. But I had to wash the puppies, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes the kittens, because they would poop themselves all the time. But I had to wash the puppies, and back then they had little, boom boxes. You didn't have cell phones.
Yeah.
And so there was a boom box that's up on a shelf right above the sink.
Yeah.
Probably not a good idea.
No, not at all.
And I'm washing the puppin, and he jumps and he hits the cord. And
Did you electrocute a puppy?
No, I got electrocuted because I picked up the puppy with one hand and tried to catch the radio in the other.
Yeah. Oh no.
And I got electrocuted.
And didn't go through the dog though? I wonder if it did.
The dog was fine. I might have threw the dog. I don't know. It happened so fast. But the way it was set up, there's like attached to the tub. It went like this. There was a counter that's like attached. So I probably scooped him up, put him up, and then went to catch it. And I fucking got electrocuted. And then I went with the hand that had the dog in. So yeah, I did throw the dog. Because then I went to make sure it didn't get submerged. Yeah. And then I completed the current. So I was like,
wow.
Insane.
That's crazy.
And I was probably,
I wonder how many volts you got.
16, 17.
Look at you.
And it scared me so much that I remember I sat down. I don't know if I worked any more of that day. Yeah. Because I was just like.
Did you let them know?
I think I was embarrassed.
Oh.
Yeah. Like who electrocutes themselves. And I remember I had a showing, like, because you have to, like, you clean the dog and you blow dry and you put a little bow on it.
Oh, that's so much fun.
Yeah. And then you would show it in these little rooms.
That's
like
so
people would come.
Cute.
And I was not myself because I would sell animals left and right. Like, I'm such a good salesperson. And that day I just was like deer in headlights. I fucking just handed him the dog and I was like, oh God. I mean, I'm guessing if I was like any older than like 40 and up, I probably would have died.
Yeah.
And luckily I was a teenager. I honestly don't know, but
that's crazy. So it was really strong. It couldn't have been that strong. It was just
no, it was tiny. It was like this,
I've grabbed a plug before accidentally while it's still plugged in, and like it just felt like
when I completed that current,
pressure.
Like my teeth weren't touching each other, and it felt like they were moving in my gums like this. I mean, it was.
Yeah, you got electrocuted.
Yeah, it was great, and you hear a noise.
How long did you work at the pet store for?
After that, not very long. It affected me a lot. I got really scared. And then I started getting panic attacks that like my heart was going to stop.
Oh no.
Yeah, and I don't know if I told anyone. I don't think I did. Again, I was embarrassed. My brother would bully and make fun of me about everything.
Oh, yeah.
So
jerk.
I definitely didn't probably tell my family.
Bully jerk. I was working at an In-N-Out Burger in Hollywood for a little bit. My first stint of sobriety. Fresh out of the hab.
Can I just say,
living.
remember where you are. If you guys are hearing this little bell, it's because Puss is playing.
Puss is running around with her little ball
rampantly with this bell. But,
so cute.
So it might be in the background.
Fresh out of the hab, sober living, Hollywood, working at an In-N-Out Burger. And I was walking to work one night. I had to quit that job too because I was drinking. I don't know if I talked about that before. Pretty much, I'd say the majority of my jobs I stopped working was from drinking and using. But there was this one night, this has nothing to do with being electrocuted, but feeling weird in work. I was walking to work, walking up, I think it was Highland, and a motorcycle comes speeding up, and I'm coming up right at Hollywood High. I forgot what the street was, but there's a side street there, and this motorcycle hangs a right. Or no. There was a taxi van. A taxi van was driving. The taxi van hung a right, and then this motorcycle came speeding out of nowhere, hit the side of the taxi van. This is like 15 feet away from me.
Yeah.
Hits the side of the taxi van. The guy flies off the bike but winds up under the van, and the van
God.
just runs him over. Bam, bam. And then the van stops after, like a few feet after it runs him over. The guy gets up,
Oh my God.
collapses at my feet, like just comes stumbling over to me, falls down. I'm like, oh my God, I'm calling 911. He's like, no, I don't have any insurance. So I just stood there and I was like, what? And then I think he stood up, and then he started to walk away with his bike.
Oh, he died.
And then
Internal injuries.
The taxi cab driver, it rolled over his
Yes,
stomach.
I know.
Watched it happen.
I know.
The taxi cab driver just got out of his cab, and he's staring at the guy. And then I just went to work. And then I got into work.
You're like, I'm going to need some pills for this.
I was like, whoa. And I got into work, and I start working, and I'm just like, what am I doing? And then someone was like, you all right, man? I was like, I just saw someone get run over like 20 minutes ago. And they're like, oh, shit. All right, well, we need to get all these dishes done. And then it's just like, life goes on. That was
What I
fucking
wonder
weird.
though, like, what could you have said to that guy that would have actually made him not say, you got dishes to do?
I don't know.
Because that, to me, is one of the top
I mean,
things you could
I
say.
just saw someone die. It wasn't
Yeah.
me. Luckily, it wasn't me. So I guess it didn't happen to me. So maybe that's the logic.
Still,
It's kind of traumatic.
it's extremely traumatic.
Yeah. I saw another thing on the way to the Hot Topic job, too. It was a rainy night, and there was an overturned car and a bunch of blood coming
Can't
out
rain
of it.
all the time.
So that was another time I went into work. I was like, I just saw a dead
Wait.
body hanging out of a car.
Wow.
That's just a normal
Have
day.
you ever seen like a neighbor, or especially when like back in the day when you were living with your parents or anything, or maybe anytime after that, ever seen people at night and you think that's probably a dead body in there, or that's probably they cut somebody up and put that in the garbage can? Do you
What,
ever
like in
think
their
that?
bag of trash that they're taking out to the garbage?
Bag of trash, or they come out with some weird shaped thing, or they put something in their trunk.
I'm sure I've had that thought, yeah.
I just feel like every time I see that at night, like during the day, it could be
Right.
like in my head, I'm like IKEA rug. Who cares?
Yeah.
But at night, I'm like, there's a maid
Yeah.
in that fucking rug right now.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just instantly go to like
I had
murder.
this high school girlfriend, and her mom would always stop like on the freeway if there was like a piece of luggage or something like that. She would always stop to check it. She'd always stop to check it because she's told me a story once of how someone that she knew found a duffel bag full of money and drugs on the side of the freeway once. So she
Dope.
stopped at every time
Bag?
she saw something, a bag on the
Yeah.
side of the road.
I get it. Whenever
Sometimes
I
there's
see
babies in there though, so you got to be real careful.
yeah,
people
because you
just
don't
dump-
want a baby.
people dump dead babies. You know,
Oh.
dead baby. That'd be.
I was
fun.
gonna say every time I see a black bag on the road, I just think, ooh, what porn item is in there?
Really?
I do. I think when you go to a porn store, they
Yeah,
always give you
the
like
black
the black
bag, yeah.
bag. So whenever I see one,
Oh,
I'm
you mean like a black plastic bag?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, those are just some random things, peeps.
I have an idea for a new segment.
What?
It's called This or That. This
Or
or
that.
that. This or that. This or that.
Okay. What is
Okay,
it? Talk
so
to me. I
the
have no
first
idea
one-
what this is, everybody. What is
So the
this or that?
first, so I'm gonna explain it on you, but then you have to think of one to give back to me. Okay. So my first this or that. My nipples hurt.
Yeah, that was a real hard grab there, babe.
God, they're just. I don't
She
know
just grabbed
why.
your boobies really hard.
Just sometimes it's cold, so maybe they've been flexed for a long time. This or that, babe. If you had to choose, you're driving in your car.
So this is like dope or no?
No,
Okay. This or that.
it's this or that. In other words, I'm going to give you two not so great things, and you gotta pick which ungreat thing
Okay.
is the least great.
Okay. Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay.
I'm gonna do one that we saw. Okay, I got
Yeah.
it. I got it. I'm already ready for
So I
mine.
want you to picture this. You're driving in your car,
Yeah.
right? I'm trying to think which would be worse. It's backed up traffic. You need a traffic jam.
Yeah.
But you're still moving. Like, you got to concentrate on the drive, right? Because it's like start and stop, start and stop.
Right. That's every day of my life.
Right.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, what would be better, this or that? A bee or a spider while you're driving?
In the car?
In the car with you. Like, all of a sudden a bee's in the car with you.
A spider would be better. It's easy.
Really?
Bees fly around. Like, you can't really control it. Spider, you can just get rid of it. Bee, not so
No,
much.
no. What if the spider comes down and drops? You don't know where it is.
Oh,
So then you're driving knowing it fell in your lap somewhere.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, this or that. You want a bee or you want a spider?
Spider. Still.
Really?
Very easy. Yeah.
I don't. I want a bee.
Are we talking like a black widow or a tarantula?
It would be
or
like one. It
Oh,
would
if
be
it was
like
like
this.
a tarantula or something?
No,
Like
not a big
giant-ass
one because you
spider?
could find that. I'm talking about one that like probably has a little speck of color on it.
Like a brown recluse?
Well, but you don't know what it is. But you're like, I've never seen that spider before. That
Spider.
okay? I
Yeah.
don't. I'd say bee because you roll down that window, it flies right out.
Yeah.
See, you missed that.
Well, yeah.
You
but
roll down that window when I because
the
this
spider,
happened
you
to
can
me.
just, well, this is that you didn't say that spider fucking disappears and you don't know where it is.
That's a spider's job. That's what a
If
spider
it's dropping
does.
down, bam,
No,
smush.
You're driving. You just see it, and you're like, "Oh shit!" And you know how like so this happened to me. So there was a spider, and it was dangling down real close to my face
Yeah.
at night, though,
Yeah.
so it was hard to see. And I was like, "Oh my god!" While I was driving, so I didn't think about the retraction ability of a spider, right?
Yeah.
So I grabbed the top of the web,
Oh, nice.
right, and I
Yeah.
was gonna roll down the window and just let it.
Did it retract and start eating its web?
It retracted so faster than a speeding bullet, and I was driving, trying to drive, and the spiders go
Yeah.
all the way up to my hand. It hit my hand, and then I couldn't.
Oh.
And then the web's sticky, so you're trying to get it off, and it will not get off. And then the spider got on my hand. I
Yeah.
fucking lost my shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm smacking myself while I'm driving, but you still got to hold the wheel.
Yeah.
I'm smacking myself while I'm driving. So I finally, and then I start flinging my hand. It's not moving. It's not going anywhere. I had to pull over and lose my shit.
Yeah.
And I don't know where it went. I have no idea. And so you know what I'm thinking the whole ride home? It's fucking on me. It's in my
It's in your
clothes.
clothes.
It's in my hair.
Yeah.
Oh God, I was so itchy and scratchy. So for me, I guess because I've had that experience, I want to be able to see it.
Yeah, I guess the
And a
bee, you could just roll the window down and shoot.
Well, and you can see it.
I thought now you were trapped in the car with the bee and there's no getting it out, but I guess, yeah. A
No,
bee,
cars-
because you just roll the window down.
You just roll the window down. But you messed up and you said spider.
I did.
Give me a this or that.
This or that. Now,
This or that.
This was mentioned
This
in a
or
movie
that.
we watched the other day, so I'll get right to it. This is more of a would you rather, I guess.
Okay.
This
as long
or
as
that.
there's a this or that.
Yeah. Would you rather suck your dad's dick
Yeah.
or eat your mom's pussy?
Suck my dad's dick.
You would? Why would you
Are you
rather suck your
kidding?
dad's dick?
Because my mom would hate every second of it. And I feel like my dad would close his eyes and be like, okay.
Yeah.
So at least I wouldn't feel
But what
guilty
about
after.
you, babe?
See, I don't think about myself at all.
Jeez.
Honey, to me,
Selfless.
yes, I am selfless.
Wow.
But I mean, it would be hard. I told you,
yeah. I'd probably rather suck my dad's dick too, to be honest with you. To be honest.
That's funny.
Oh,
man, you know what else is funny? How fast I answered that. That's gross.
That was very quick, honey.
Honey, but you know what? I just saw
What if
my
it was a
mom's
bang
twat
your
in front of me.
dad?
No, I saw my mom's twat flash before me.
Yeah.
Not that she's probably, if it looks like mine, it's a beautiful, gorgeous, tiny
Oh,
little
absolutely.
twat. But I just saw my mom's face smiling at me.
Oh.
And I was like, I can't do that. Where at least if you
You know what your dad would look like? You know how he accidentally does those FaceTime or those Facebook videos with the double chin?
Right, because he looks down.
That's what he would look like if you
Yeah.
were sucking it.
No, I wouldn't look at him. That's also a huge benefit to sucking a dick is if you don't want to make any eye contact, zero has to be done.
Yeah.
But if I'm face, because your face goes up
Oh,
when
I
you're
know,
eating.
babe.
And if
I
she
have
has
to
a
look.
pillow behind her head,
Oh yeah.
that's direct eye
Their big old
contact.
smile. Oh,
Yeah.
look at my girl go.
Hey, Bethany Lynn, thank you.
Look at my girl go.
Yeah.
Oh, mama knows
There-
best.
Right there. Oh, yeah.
That's
right
the spot,
there.
hon. Yeah, that's the spot.
Are you? You're not. You don't sound like my mom at all.
That's the spot, hon. Yeah, that's the spot.
Wow.
Spot.
What would your mom do if you went down on her?
She'd be like, oh, there you go, boy.
You're doing so good.
You're doing so good, son. You're doing so good. Make mommy proud. Not make mommy come.
Take mom to the end.
Take mom to the end.
Get me to the finish line, son.
Hey, my mom is passed, so let's not.
She's fucking laughing right now.
Love you, Mom. R.I.P. I do it all for you every day.
This podcast is dedicated to you.
Yeah,
So there's that's a this or that. So
This
we'll have
or
to come
that.
up with a nice little tune and add it in.
yeah.
That was off the cuff over there.
Good stuff, babe.
Thanks. I felt good about that one.
Good stuff.
Yeah. What you got?
Here we go. I was thinking about if I could. Here's a question. Who would you haunt? Who would you haunt if you could?
Okay.
If you had a choice before you passed on to the other side and you could haunt 3 people,
Okay.
that might take more time to like actually think about it.
Nah, let's do it right off the cuff.
Who would you haunt?
You.
Yeah.
I think I would haunt my brother just to fuck with him because he fucked with me so much my whole life.
Yeah.
And then somebody cool and famous.
Yeah. Who?
Let's think. Well, I mean, I'd want it to be Kurt Cobain, but he's already dead. Let me think. I'll answer that one.
Yeah.
But what about you?
I would haunt you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yay.
Maybe.
Maybe. I already know. I think.
What?
I'd want to haunt Zach Bagans.
Ooh.
Just so it could actually happen for him on film.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So it could be real.
So it could really be real.
No, his shit's real. Zach
No,
Bagans is real.
I know. I'm kidding.
Don't go there.
I'm kidding. I'm going to pick somebody new. I love Zach.
Don't-
I have
that'd
a
be-
whole bit about Zach.
I know you
And
do,
the
right?
fact that Zach hasn't reached out to me yet, and I do like 10 minutes on his ass.
He hasn't seen it, babe. We just
I know.
got to get it to him somehow.
Anybody know Zach Bagans? Let me know. I do a huge homage to him. Not that he's dead, but like a huge thing.
I
All
would
right.
haunt Nicolas Cage.
I love that. Nicolas Cage would. I feel like he would love that.
Yeah, because I would just look. I really wouldn't haunt him. It'd be more just like hanging with him. You know,
Like in
even
other
though
words,
he
you'd be
didn't-
quiet, but just check him
He
out.
wouldn't even know I was there.
Yeah.
I would just be kicking it with him. Unless he started doing weird shit, then I would haunt the shit out of him.
Yeah.
And then, I think I'd want to haunt my brother as well.
Yeah. We were tormented so much. Gosh, the more we share these stories on this podcast, honey, it is not a surprise to me we're together.
Yeah. We're very similar.
So, except for the drugs and alcohol, but I had different ways of expressing my addiction than
Yeah.
you. Like, we really kind of have the same life. I think that you made me think of someone, because I was joking about Zach Bagans, Keanu Reeves.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
My other boyfriend.
What?
My other boyfriend.
Look at me.
What?
Say that again.
My other boyfriend.
She looked
Honey,
right in my eyes.
if Keanu Reeves, now I already met him, we hung out, all this stuff. He probably doesn't remember. I can barely remember.
Here's the deal.
But if he came out and was like, I'm really into you, and I told you this, would you be like, go to Keanu?
Here's the deal. Here's the deal with
Yeah.
that, because I would.
I know.
But I need you to know that happened to me once before with one of my exes. I love Crispin Glover.
Yeah.
You know Crispin Glover,
Yes.
most known for the Back to the Future movies. He's a super eccentric, weird dude, and I
Yep.
love everything about him. I went to a screening of a movie that he wrote and directed, and he was there, and my girlfriend at the time came with me, and I had joked around and said, you know, Crispin's the one. You know, if you ever had the chance, I would not be mad about it. And you want to know what happened? She went the next night back to the second night of the screening. They swapped information, and then they had like a secret online relation. I don't think they ever hooked up physically, but I stumbled upon these emails where he lives in a castle in Romania, by the way.
Oh
He's just
my
awesome. He's just
God.
awesome. And
Maybe you'd want a thruple then, babe.
I saw the emails, and then he was like, I wish you were here in my castle with me. And then just fucking awesomeness. And then
See,
she was like, I wish I was there too by your side, and all this stuff. And I was so confused because I knew I should have been mad. And I think I did get mad.
Yeah,
More in
that's
this, more in
different.
the sense, though, that she was getting his
Yeah.
attention and not me.
But see, that's
Not
where
that
I
they
was
were
going to
doing a
say.
thing.
I was going to say, I don't think she was doing it to get him.
No.
I think she was doing it to get you.
She was. She
Yeah.
was an intense relationship.
So let me clarify. I'm not doing it to get back at you. I'm doing it to get my Keanu.
Yeah. So
Well,
that wouldn't be okay then. I wouldn't
that-
be okay with that.
But I also want you to know I would never try to do it. In other words, if Keanu and I work on something, I'm not going to be trying to do it.
Wow.
It would be something that just magically happened.
Okay.
And
All
there's, by the way,
There's Keanu.
there's literally nobody else.
There's Keanu. I get
There's
it.
literally no one else that I could possibly think. And you know what gets me about him?
You know what's interesting?
How sweet, generous, kind, philanthropic.
Yeah, I love him.
I mean, I can't with
Honey,
him.
I would date him too.
I can't.
But it's interesting because one of mine would be Winona Ryder. And didn't
Yeah.
they date?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's funny.
Early
I would
Winona,
let you,
like-
honey, if Winona came to you,
late teen, mid 20s, early 30s Winona.
yeah. If Winona came to you though and was like, I'm in love with you. I can't not be in love with you.
Yeah.
And you were like, baby,
What if we could all just be together?
wouldn't that be dope?
Winona, Keanu.
I would
you
love to
and
hang out with
me.
Winona.
I mean, if all of us were just
I played
together.
Wednesday too.
She wasn't Wednesday, honey. She was Lydia Dietz.
I mean,
Christina Ricci
that's very
was
similar.
Wednesday.
No, I know. She was in Beetlejuice, but I'm saying it's very similar.
Yeah.
Like we kind of would play the same stuff.
I used to think Christina Ricci was cute because we were the same age at that time.
She's weird looking to
She
me.
was like kind of a pumpkin head.
Yeah, I can't with that.
Look at
And
us.
so short, so tiny.
Look at us talking about celebrities.
Right? We never do that.
Yeah.
But I find that, like, I was trying to think, I'm like, is there anybody else? I have zero, especially in the celebrity world
Yeah.
and how people like just are on their Instagrams and like what they stand behind and how they preach and like all the stuff. I can't with
Yeah.
you. And then to find people who give away money,
Just give.
who just give.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I want to be around you because
Yeah.
that's my people. That's like, we just watched Mick Foley.
Oh God.
He played Mankind. He played
He
Dude
didn't
Love.
play Mankind.
I mean, they're
he was.
acting.
He is.
He did say that
Mankind.
he was. He
Dude
ended
Love,
up becoming it.
and Cactus
Jack.
Watched an awesome biography on him.
Man, I'm in love with him now.
He's my favorite now. He's my favorite.
Just a snuggle bunny cuddle bear, and he donated and his time and energy to the suicide prevention, and he's online making calls, helping these people. He answers the hotlines of this suicide prevention, and he has for fucking 20 years.
Yeah.
And then he also plays Santa
Plays
Claus
Santa for his friends' kids.
for all of his friends' kids.
Yeah.
Just complete for free, writes letters to them with a calligraphy pen. Like,
oh my God.
I can't. And you look into this guy's eyes
He's the sweetest.
and you're just like, I fucking love you, bro.
He's one of my spirit animals now.
I know.
Mick Foley.
In fact, when I was watching him, I saw all the pain he's in, and I wanted him and Wim Hof to connect because I've been following Wim Hof. He's the Iceman. He's the cold guy. And I've started to do cold showers and
Yeah.
ice showers. Not ice showers, but like
Cold showers.
Ice cold showers, yeah. And I have to say, it's transforming. It's another little kind of like notch in where I felt like, oh, I'm moving up and I'm resonating differently
Yeah.
on planet Earth than I did before.
Yeah. You're vibing now.
I'm vibing and I can feel my body. Okay, so Wim does this thing where he breathes a certain way. And I've been practicing. No.
Oh,
He does
That's
just
breath work.
I really think he probably believes in the full breath, which I've always believed that. Like I've done that just, I guess, innately. When I injure myself, you've seen me do it. Right. When I injure myself, I go
You know what sucks? I don't remember the last time I've been able to
Hold on, I didn't finish.
I know, but I was interjecting. I don't remember the last time I was able to take a full deep breath because my nose and sinuses have been blocked for decades now.
Well, then you use your mouth just so you get a full. The point is you want to oxygenate your lungs to as much capacity as you possibly can.
I mean, I do
and
that.
the more you deep breathe, the more it will learn and grow capillaries and little cilias and all that shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyways, you learn you take a full breath. Just so when I hit myself, I can take a lot of pain because it hurts for like the first 10 seconds, but by my third huge breath, right? I don't talk, I don't scream, I start breathing. I'll stare at Sean dead in the eye while I'm doing it.
Yeah, sometimes you want to be left alone.
Right, but most of the time I breathe and I'm just looking at you going
Yeah.
like that, and then it's better, and then it's gone. So that's kind of like his practice, but there's our neighbor's hammering nothing.
Unbelievable. It's Sunday.
He's hammering nothing right now.
I think it's literally illegal to do that kind of stuff on a Sunday.
He didn't pull out a nail.
Is he across the way there?
Yeah, he's just hammering with his hammer. There's no nails that he pulled out.
This guy's the worst.
Just fucking tat 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 tat.
Oh, you scared me. This guy.
Yeah.
You remember from a previous episode. Now he thinks he's a man hammering things when he's just really just hitting a piece of wood with a hammer.
For no reason.
God.
Like it's I don't know if you can hear the fucking weak ass pussy ass swings he's taking with the hammer.
Bitch.
But I need to go over there and show him how man
Where's he? I wanna look
hits
at him.
the fucking thing.
You're
He walked
a
away.
Punk bitch.
He's gone now. He was done with his little
Yeah.
tick tick ticks of his hammer. But anyways, I want Mick Foley and Wim to connect because I think that these wrestlers, and I'm not even going to talk about a lot of them. I'm just going to talk about him because of just how much I love him and how much he does for other people. I don't want him in pain anymore. And that's part of the cold process.
He doesn't deserve it.
No.
But he did it to his body. He did it to himself.
He
Guy
did.
really took it to the limit every time.
He thought he had. I know what it's like. He wants everyone to like know that he'll do it. Know that he'll go there for you.
It was the cheers of the crowds.
Yeah.
He just wanted to give constantly to everybody.
Just wanted you to make you happy.
I
basically.
cried during the
I did too.
biography multiple times.
I did too.
Oh my God, I love.
And you
Mick
laughed at
Foley.
me, and then the
Laugh at
second.
you. I was crying, honey. I was
Not
watching
the first
it.
time. The first time when I cried.
I was already an hour deep into it when you jumped into it. I had already cried.
true.
I
you were
had
probably
already-
10 minutes in.
I had already cried multiple times before you even started watching.
That
it
had
with
nothing
me.
to do with Mick Foley. That had to do with just you and whatever you're going through.
You don't even know what you're talking about.
Yes, I do.
What are you talking about?
You did.
I just wish he was like my uncle or something like
I
that.
know. I would rub him. I would like give him rubs on his back.
Oh, here's some. Would you rather suck Mankind, Cactus Jack, or Dude Love?
I think because Dude Love got around so much and like all the ladies liked him, I would
STDs.
not want his
Yeah,
dick.
he's a sex icon.
Mankind for real, because
Whoa.
who knows what would
Yeah,
happen?
yeah,
He would
yeah.
do some crazy ass shit to me that I'd be like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, Mankind.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be
Cactus Jack
Mankind.
seems kind of like got
I'm
cheese
not-
on his dick.
Cheese,
Like dick
and I don't
cheese.
want to get hurt. Like I'm not about that.
Yeah.
Mankind looks like somebody who would love me and protect me,
Yeah.
but hurt anyone who hurt me.
I'd probably suck Mankind too.
Yeah.
Funny, we're on the same page.
Of course we are.
Yeah.
High five. That's right.
Yeah.
Sucking the same dick.
Sucking Mankind all day.
I'd even suck the dick after you sucked it.
Okay.
No, you do know what I mean? Like,
Right.
why does my
I don't know.
boobs hurt?
That's a good note to end on, though. Sucking on Mankind's dick over sucking Cactus Jack or sucking Dude Love.
It's
Mick
fine.
Foley.
It's funny though, because it does sound like when you say I'm gonna suck Mankind's dick that we're
All
sucking
of
every man
That's awful.
on the planet.
That's an awful thought. All the
But-
different kind of fucking cauliflower dicks and shit.
I like my what's that called? Thinking my
What is that called on the cauliflower dick? Blue Smurf or something like that. Go ahead and do
Ew.
yourself a favor, people, and like Google. I think it's called Blue. No, not Blue Smurf. I don't know. It's an STD, and it looks like people grow cauliflower on the private parts, and it's fucking crazy.
what's that word called when it goes blank thinking, and it's when
Critical?
no, and not logical, not critical.
Astrological?
Absolutely not. It's when you take all of the things and you deduce out of all of the things. There's a
ergonomical.
No, it starts with a C, and it's
Congressional.
okay.
Congruential.
No, that doesn't even. That's nothing. I don't even know.
Collectual.
That's intellectual and collective thinking together. You weirdo.
Condensational.
Wait, No.
Constructive.
No, it's like it's when you take all the things and then you figure out by.
I don't know.
I know. I don't know either. I wanted
look
to
it up.
say it.
We'll
Damn
look it
it.
up.
I know it. I just can't think of it.
Calligraphal.
That's calligraphy, and no, that's
Okay.
not a thinking. Which, by the way, is what Mick Foley does.
Oh my god.
On his as
Just
Santa.
another thing.
As Santa, he writes in calligraphy
Mofo
letters.
writes in calligraphy letters with a fountain pen to keep the joy of Santa alive in children's hearts. I mean, could there be a better person? And then he saves people that are suicide. I mean, whatever.
I can't with him.
Whatever. I would haunt him, but like in the best way.
Oh, do you know what's funny? On the China,
I haven't watched it yet.
well, who cares? I'm just telling you I did. On the China special, Mick Foley was in it,
Of course.
and they were at a signing, and he went up to her and hugged her and started crying because he saw her.
She's an addict.
And you know what's crazy is he did suicide prevention, and we don't know if she killed herself or overdosed. I think she overdosed.
She overdosed.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was an accident.
She was with Dr. Drew, like at that time.
Yeah.
They were working together, but
she
I guess
she was on that show.
yeah, but Dr. Drew didn't
Celebrity
do
Rehab.
anything. Her manager was a piece of work.
Okay, so anyways, we love you all for listening.
Yeah, we'll talk
Follow
about China
us,
next time.
ACON Podcast on Instagram, A Couple of Nuts Talking Podcast on Facebook, and don't forget to follow all of those and review us if you can.
Yeah.
And we want to really reach that.
And share.
Share us because we want to reach that 1K listeners, everybody. We want to get to 1K. We're just about 12 away.
I'll let you know. We'll let you know when we reach it. So please just tell one other person.
It'd be great. You know?
Yeah.
Let's just keep
Once
it
they
going.
listen, they stay listening.
Keep
So
the good vibes going and hang out with us. Yeah, I feel like I just hung out with you guys for an hour.
yeah. Well, but we did all the talking.
Right.
Yeah.
You just got to kick back and just listen to us have
And drink some tea or something.
amazing conversations. Oh, yeah. And Harmless Harvest, one more time. Organic coconut water.
A cocoa bowl of nuts.
A cocoa nuts. Get at us. And if you don't, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, this is it. This is the only free one you get.
Sons of bitch.
All right. Love you guys.
Stay nutty, everybody.
Bye for now.
Kisses. Bethany and Sean. We are a couple of nuts talking